Hi, hello viewers. Alright, we have a question here. It's coming from NECO 2025 theory question number 2BIII. And what is that question? It says, calculate the volume of 0.25 mole per dm cube. That's concentration. Solution of tetraoxosulfate 6 acid, which is H2SO4, that will contain a mass of 3.5 gram of the acid, and we are given the mass numbers of hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. Very quickly, if you look at that question, what we are being asked to calculate, you have to calculate for volume. Now let's spell that down. Volume. Question mark. Now, what other parameters are we given? Because it is the parameter we are given that will determine what we are solving or the formula to apply. In that question, we are given 0.25 mole per dm cube, and we know mole per dm cube is concentration, right? So the concentration there is 0.25 mole per dm cube. And what else will be given? You can see mass. Mass is 3.5. So the mass is 3.5 gram. What else are we given? We are also given the mass numbers of hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. So it means that we might need the molar mass of that particular acid, H2SO4. So let's just calculate. Let's calculate the molar mass. The molar mass of H2SO4. And in that question, we are told that hydrogen is 1 times 2 because hydrogen appears twice there, plus sulfur is 32, plus oxygen, which is 16 times 4. Now if we simplify that, we find that the molar mass of H2SO4 is 98 gram per mole. Now, these are all the parameters given to us. We are going to use what is given to us to solve for the unknown. Now, very quickly, we are asked to calculate for volume. Now, what formula relates volume with either of all these parameters given here? And we recall that the formula for volume is volume in dm cube is equal to the number of moles all over concentration in mole per dm cube. So simply, we are going to apply this formula. We get the volume, number of mole divided by concentration in mole per dm cube. But there's a little problem here. We don't know the number of mole. The number of mole was not given to us in our question. But we can calculate for the number of moles since we know the mass and the molar mass of that particular acid. Because we know that number of moles is equal to mass all over the molar mass, right? And our mass for what was given to us is 3.5 divided by our molar mass is what? 98. So if we simplify that, our number of mole will be equal to, let's simplify that, 3.5 divided by 98 gives us 0.036 mole. So we've gotten our mole to be 0.036 and our concentration was given to us as this. So in summary, our volume will be equal to the number of mole, which is 0.036 divided by our concentration, which is 0.25. So simply do that, 0.25. Our answer is going to be 0.143. 0.143. And what is the unit for volume? The unit for volume is dm cube. Why didn't we use cm cube? Because our concentration has what? dm cube. So the unit for volume we should apply there should be dm cube. Bye.